Welcome back to our message from our Divine Compassionate Guides. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope today's message will help, heal, and serve you. So today I actually pulled a little bit of a different message than just what our overall message was for the Divine Guidance. This was specifically for the Commonwealth countries. So if you are in Australia, Canada, New Zealand, this was more so pulled for you. I was listening to my favorite astrologer, Leo King, David Palmer, and he was stating that the Commonwealth countries, specifically Australia and Canada, need to have a revolution. If we do not do a revolution by the end of next year, we will be stuck in tyranny indefinitely. The doors for us to free ourselves from the crown and from the ruler of the king, and on top of all these other rulers we have in these different entities, we may lose that doorway. So I wanted to pull on that. Will we lose this doorway? Will we rise up? Will we have the rebellion that needs to happen? We've seen parts of it in Canada. We had the trucker convoy where we still have political prisoners in Canada. We still have people from the Coots blockade that look like they were set up by the RCMP to have guns, and they've literally been held without bail since February of 2022, and we are now in the end part of September. So this is a big deal. I live in a Commonwealth country. I live in Canada, and I wanted to know, is it all hopeless, or should I be escaping, essentially? Do I need to go as a refugee to some other place? Because I'm not dealing with tyranny anymore. So let's find out, what is our message from our Divine Guides? And today we're pulling from the Gateway of Light Activation cards by Kyle Gray. So our first one, this is kind of where we're coming from. The Emerald Tablet Activation, Cosmic Order, Divine Alchemy, Cosmic Manifesting. This is where we are right now. The Crystal Skull Wisdom, Clarity, Divine Healing, Vibrational Energy. And this is where we can go. The Akashic Stargate, aligned with purpose, crossroads, no wrong path. Wow. Okay, so take a moment, get yourself settled, and let's dive into this. So we start here at the Emerald Tablet. The Emerald Tablet, the idea with this one is you are being called to remember the gifts you are carrying from previous life. So we're coming with all these gifts, all this knowledge that we need to bring into manifestation, all we need in our life to unfold. So we already have everything we need to unfold our lives, especially in the Commonwealth countries, in the best way possible. We need to remember our previous gifts. All that has unfolded so far has given you the opportunity to learn, grow, even the unsettling moments. So we needed to go through what we've gone through with the tyranny. That is super important for us. And now, where we are here with the crystal skulls, these are the aspects of our life are becoming clearer, that at this time, we expect to become aware of what we need to step away from and have more focused path. If you felt indecisive, but now you are downloading direct guidance in the heart source so that you can live and express yourself in a more authentic way. Know the downloads often appear as your own inner guidance, and they'll help you move forward. So the key for this is it's a time of clarity and connection, and the wisdom will give you clarification to what you're receiving within. So that's kind of where we're at. So really, we've had everything. We've been given these tests. All these things we've gone through are super important because now we're here for clarity and connection, connecting to each other within these countries. They're actually corporations within these corporations. And now we're starting to really learn what is happening. And we need to know what we need to do to heal and grow past what has been happening to us. And the end result. So the end result, are we screwed forever? Well, this says whenever the Akashic Stargate is present, it's because you're at a critical point in the journey. Clearly, we're at a very critical point, just like the astrology says. Something has to shift at this point. And we have the opportunity to move in a particular direction and you have to make a decision. It can feel overwhelming, and you may be waiting for someone or something else to make a decision. But you aren't here to walk the path for somebody else. The next phase of this journey cannot unfold until you decide which way to go. Know that whatever decision you take and whatever decision you make, you'll always be on the right path. No matter how you get there, you'll always end up in a similar space. But know that purpose isn't about doing your duty, it's about living a life and experiencing joy. So, really, the end result, whatever ends up happening, we have to think of it as not necessarily a negative. There is no wrong path. This is going to be part of it. But we need to not be waiting on other people to make these decisions for us. If we want to be free, sovereign beings, we need to choose on how we're going to be free, sovereign beings. It's being a free, sovereign being. In your mind, does that mean that you get government assistance? Is that you being a free, sovereign being? In my being, it's not. If I am getting things from my enslavers that I've learned from the activation, from what we've gone through, some of these horrible things I've experienced, I've had to come to this vibrational point of healing so I can understand where I'm going on my path. And this is a call for all of us. We have to look within ourselves of what does it mean to be a free, sovereign being? And what does that mean? And we need to make those choices. And if we're guided and supported, which if you are watching this, you're definitely following your guides and you're supported, you're going to come out in the end. Whether I end up having to flee or not might be irrelevant. That might just come up with our own personal paths. But there is not hope is all lost. There is no wrong path. I really feel like we are being supported by divine God and divinity at this moment. And I'm very sure that God doesn't want any of us left behind and that it is the time to switch. So we were at the Kali Yugas. We're now going to the bronze stage. The lower density of vibrations are not going to be able to keep their tyranny. I really don't believe it. And I feel like that's what it's saying. They're not going to be able to, but again, it's all going to depend on us and each one of us and then what our experiences are going to be. So are you going to be an ungovernable, or are you going to be a governable? Are you going to run and get the next RVS injection because you're told that you need it or you'll die? Like, are you a sovereign being, or can you make your own mind up, or do you need to follow the crowd? And then that's going to be the outcome. So hope is not lost, but I would say we need to really remember what we went through. This is the time to digest it. And we need to go forward, taking our own personal power of where we see ourselves going as a society. And if we want to be ran by tyranny, and if that's what we want for our children, and if that's what we want for these places that we were born and raised in, that we used to think were free places. And then that's coming down to a personal decision, isn't it? I hope this message helps, heals, and serves. Have a wonderful day. Until tomorrow, namaste.